Assembly, they call you up and you stand there like that.
Someone got Star of the Week. What's that you got there, Alicia?
My pass certificate.
Oh, did you pass, did you?
I did.
Oh, you
I
did now.
Yeah,
oh,
did,
okay.
yeah.
Well done. How did you find it? You can put that down now, Star of the Week.
I'm proud. Anyway.
Yeah, I know you're very I'm proud of you. Well
Thanks.
done. Yeah.
I thought it was all right. I did think that I lost it at a couple points, but I just tried to stay calm.
Yes.
And cause I feel like that last
Very
time
important.
that's what got me.
Yeah.
So just kept my cool.
Because the nerves can build.
Focused. Yeah, yeah. And at one point, I don't know if you heard, I took a massive deep breath. I was like,
Good.
but it worked.
Yes, it
And
does.
I passed.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy.
Excellent. Good. We won't talk about the examiner, but very good for just doing you. We said that a couple of times today. Yeah. Now, the comments that he made at the end, you passed, but obviously went over the minor faults. Do you remember any of them?
Hesitation at the roundabout.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I'm not surprised with, because obviously
You were worried, weren't you?
Yeah, and I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Okay.
But maybe I did that too much.
And when you watch the video of Alicia driving before a test, she's not doing that at all. So people do change their style of driving.
Yeah.
So it's quite important people don't do that. Now, he said something else. There was another minor fault thing.
There was one point where I was obstructing the road.
Okay. With the meeting situations?
Yes.
All right. There's one more that I'm thinking of that you might not be thinking of. Bing bong.
Oh, yes, the car. Was doing the on the 20-mile roads.
You had a couple of very long 20-mile-an-hour roads. I was looking out the window looking for signs.
Like, yeah, that's what I was like, this can't be.
I know, that's what I thought. And there weren't signs so often, but then I did see a 20 sign in the distance. The car was correct. And the examiner said if it wasn't for this car, you probably would have gone faster. Is that fair?
I probably, I don't know. I probably would, if I'd have seen that sign, then I'd have probably gone to like 25, but I wouldn't have gone any faster than that.
I had somebody fail recently for going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. Yeah, she's got a test coming up this week. But anyways, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm so happy you passed your test.
Oh, you've been a great teacher.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I won't go red in the face now. I'm always red in the face anyways. All right, and stay tuned for Alicia's pre-driving test warm-up video. Yeah? Brilliant. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Right, thank you very much for doing a video. Really appreciate it. We've got your test in less than 2 hours. Right, what we're going to do is absolutely everything you need to do so that you're ready for your test. It's been a month on the day since you've driven last. So we're going to get everything done just before your test. I'm going to put the air conditioning on. Actually, let's start with that. Can you show me how you would demist the rear window? Brilliant.
Or this one.
Good, yeah, that would actually do the back one as well. Because people can't see us on the camera, we've got one that says rear, which does the rear mirror by rear window by itself, and then we've got one here that says max, which literally blasts everything, but it's just air. So we've got 2 different buttons for 2 different reasons. Okay, any questions, please ask. We're not going to do this like a formal test, not that I ever really do any of my videos as a formal test where I'm just quiet, because I think that's not helpful to anybody. We will do all the manoeuvres. Or at least I'm going to try to get you to do all the manoeuvres, including a controlled stop. So you're going to be doing a lot more than what you would be doing on a real test, as you know. You only get 1 manoeuvre and possibly a controlled stop. Right, I think that's enough talking. Have you got any questions before we start moving?
Nope.
All right, when you're ready, drive on, and I'm literally just going to give you directions. This isn't any set route, but I want to get you all the sort of tricky bits and all the technical bits that might come up on your test at West Wickham. Okay, take your time. If it's safe, drive on, and at the end of the road, turn left, please. very tight here today. Be prepared for oncoming traffic. I always say this about West Wickham, this bend here at the test centre. One of the things that got mentioned to me when I came to this area was this bend, and you can't see round it, so you'll be very careful. Okay, turn left please. We're going to go straight down towards the roundabouts, get you to do those roundabouts quickly through the mad mile. Very good approaching speed at this junction. Excellent looking both ways before moving off. Sometimes you might have someone turning into the road that you're coming out. Very important that you see that, so that we don't go out and into that vehicle that might be coming in. I can see this bicycle swerving, yeah. So he had a little bit of a hold here, didn't he? It swerved around, and this road's very narrow.
Yeah, I don't really think I've got space.
Yeah, well done. Now my last student failed because they didn't overtake the bicycle, but they weren't on a road like this. Okay. This is very narrow and it's got bends that you can't see around. They were on a long straight road. You know the roundabout, the last roundabout we did?
Yeah.
Okay. It was the road up from the roundabout that takes you to the test centre.
Okay.
It's a very long straight road. Now possibly here, this little straighter section, we might have had an opportunity, but now we're too close to the bend. Okay.
Yeah. I like this road.
Corkscrew Hill.
Is that what it's called?
Correct.
Go on, you pick up speed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's flying, look at
Yeah. That's good for us. Then we don't need to worry about overtaking.
Yep.
Okay, we're not doing this with the sat nav, but usually you'd have the sat nav on telling you to turn right at the roundabout, third exit. Now I'm giving you directions early, and there's also a route which I've done which turns left and then you follow the signs, which is the old-fashioned way of doing the independent drive. Good. Excellent early mirror signals, nice positioning, driving on the broken lines because it's necessary. Nice observations, well done.
His window's absolutely
I know, I saw that. Someone's hit his window.
Oh, okay.
Look at the wheels, Alicia. The van also had a signal on as well to tell us he was coming around. How's it looking? Would you walk out is the question. Then you stay still. Would you walk out now?
I would have.
So you had an opportunity there. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's alright. Remember, this is the situation that we need to look at, as well as the distance from the left today, yeah? So how about after this van here, minivan? Good. You can go on this white bit a little bit, because it's quite a narrow roundabout, so that helps if there's any traffic to our side. Very nice mirror signal on your exit there. Okay, so we're on the mad mile. Hopefully it's looking good. There's not much traffic. There we go. Now that's actually triggered off before the speed change. So now we've had a speed change. We shouldn't hear that warning chime telling us that we're a bit too fast, because we're not over the speed limit at the moment. What is the speed limit on this road?
40 miles an hour.
Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do is what I coined the roundabout route at West Wickham. One of the sort of trickier routes to do with West Wickham. The country lane, we'll probably leave. I don't think you'll go that way. Okay. That's on one of the other videos anyways. It's just a narrow road. You've been there before.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll get you onto a narrow road with parked cars instead. So we'll practice that sort of narrow situation where there's not enough room for us and possibly an oncoming vehicle at the same time. We could call that a meeting situation. Right, now you could have a look at Pickle. So remember we adjusted him just before we started filming.
Yeah.
And I said I've been using it recently. So you got the edge of the grass where the curb line starts there. And you want that edge, that curb line to be sort of just on the left side of Pickle or on Pickle sort of maximum.
It's a little too bit far.
But that's good. You're about a door length then, which is a safe distance for driving. If we need to get closer, we get less space. What do we do with our speed? Yeah, less space, less speed. And then we can adjust that distance and get a bit closer. And you can also use Pickle to help us with that reference point. Okay, so we're going to be approaching Roundabout. It's nice. We didn't get held up here today. Sometimes there's traffic down this road. Would you show me how you wash your front window if you can remember? Excellent, thank you very much. I had a bit of trouble with that earlier, didn't I? And you actually figured it out.
Yeah, I know, I can't believe it. I'm never the one that solves problems.
Straight on the roundabout, please. So there's only one lane here, but as you approach the roundabout, there's two.
Okay.
This is unorthodox. Can you see the straight arrow?
Yes.
That's the lane you need.
Oh, okay. Side is left only. I do remember this one.
This is a very common route. Look at the wheels. You see the pointing off? He's pointing off.
Yeah.
Van's pointing at you.
Yeah.
Other two vehicles are pointing off. Okay, just ignore me. My OCD kicks in just a little bit. Water drops. No, not talking to you.
I'm sorry.
Now today we've had an issue with signalling when exiting on the roundabouts.
Yeah, I noticed.
So
I
you must
literally
get
should have
that.
just done it. Yeah.
Okay, stay in this lane because the next roundabout you'll be asked to turn right.
Yeah.
So for the reason that we've been told to turn right, the sat-nav's telling us to turn right. Not that we have it on, okay, but it would be on for your test usually. That's why we're using the right lane. Okay, so it's a second exit. It says Croydon Town Centre, Shirley. Second exit turning right. Now you'll want the middle. Can you see how it's now three lanes?
Splitting,
Excellent.
I should have signalled you.
You can, yeah. It's beneficial. Good. Now this is a tight turn, so keep your lane. Very nice, well done.
I remember I was having problems with that before.
Sometimes people go wide.
Out,
Yeah, so the initial signal for turning right, definitely beneficial. So you must have that signal on for turning right. And then very good with your exit signal there. So you did your mirrors and signaled towards the exit. I don't know why the car thinks I'm talking to it all the time. Really turn that off. I do use it occasionally. Okay, let's do another show me, tell me question. Could you show me how you'd wash the rear window when it's safe to do so? Excellent, that was quick. You didn't take your eyes off the road for longer than a second, which is good. 2 seconds too long. Okay, now this triangle's lying to you.
Okay.
Telling you that the two lanes will merge into one. It doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, so there'll be two lanes going all the way up. So now we have a speed change. This can be tricky because a lot of people still keep doing 40 down here. And you need to now move into the right lane to turn right at the roundabout. Excellent. So you've seen there's an opportunity. You're keeping your speed going. That's very important when changing lanes. You keep the speed, slightly increase the speed even when changing lanes. And that's more safe rather than slowing down in front of a vehicle when you change lanes. Okay, turning right, second exit, Shirley.
I like this turning for some reason.
Yeah, a lot of people
I quite like
come
it.
back to this one. I had a few people say, oh, can we go back and do that one? It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So we've got Shirley there, signpost. Yes, good mirrors.
Thank you.
And a nice little quick signal there, well done. So the quick signals, if we tap it, it flashes 3 times and self-cancels. You realise that happened,
yeah.
so you engaged it. You did a
Yeah.
manual one, and you actually pushed the lever harder to keep the signal up.
Yeah. I think I need to watch out for that in my test, because remember last time I left it on. Forgot about it.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think you actually went past a couple of roads on the left. So if it wasn't you, it was somebody else. And the examiner just mentioned it at the end, but didn't make it a major fault. And that could quite easily be a major fault, yeah.
I think it happened twice.
Alright, so have the trigger finger ready to fire a signal on or off.
Yeah. I feel like my trigger finger is my little finger.
Yeah, whatever finger, it doesn't matter.
Whichever one.
As long as you put the signal on or off. Okay, so we heard a ding dong, you've adjusted your speed, well done. So it's just our warning chime to let us know we've gone over the speed limit by 1 mile an hour. I'm not talking to you. Good covering the brake as you're coming into a bend on a downhill, a bit like the corkscrew hill we had earlier. Okay, especially when we can't see. Alright, we're going to have a lot further down another roundabout where we'll be doing a second exit turning right, but it's still quite far away. So I know you'd only get asked 2 questions on your test, but we want to go over everything before you test. Tell me about your headrest. How do you have your headrest adjusted so it's in a safe position?
You can't adjust these ones.
Very good.
But
yeah,
you need it so that it's level to the base of your head, the middle of your head or the base of your head.
Yeah, so what part's level with the middle of your head? Or, I wouldn't say the base of your head, but
It's
middle
like
of your head.
your ear.
Yeah,
In
the
line with
ear,
your ear,
top
yeah.
of your eye, ear, but what part of the headrest needs to be level with that part?
Middle.
Yes. Okay, we're coming towards the roundabout now. It's just past the zebra poles with the flashing beacon on top. Anyone that's doing the theory test, that's a Belisha beacon. You can get asked about that on theory. Okay, we're going to be turning right at the roundabout, which is the second exit.
Okay.
Bromley, West Wickham. Okay, did you get the right mirror check in as well? Excellent. That's why these videos are excellent. Like I said earlier, I can see the eyes from the camera. It's amazing.
This is the roundabout that I failed on. It was this one. I'm sure it was this one.
My memory's not great, but I thought it was the other one. Alright, have a
I
look.
think it's this one.
Alright.
It was this one, 100%.
Right, once we've completed this roundabout, we'll come back to that. Right, now sometimes you can go left and do the manoeuvres. Let's go do that. So take the next road on the left, please. We can have a chat about that roundabout. We also wanted to practice the pulling up and stopping on the left.
Yes.
So let's have a look. Right, before we do that, what I'd like you to do is use this grey Audi. So if you could just come side by side with the grey Audi for me, please. So it's roughly about, I don't know, door length between us. That's perfect, thank you. And then you probably know what I'm going to ask you to do next. Parallel park, or reverse park as it's called now. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I'd like you to reverse park in your own time, please, within 2 car lengths and a reasonable distance from the curb. Right, very good with your all-round observations before the initial reverse.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you want to start turning immediately?
I don't.
When do you want to start the turn? So
When that back window is here.
Alright, excellent. Show me, please. So we're going to go straight back until what you've just mentioned. That's brilliant, yeah. So you've got the rear of the vehicle, the end of the vehicle, as I like to say, because it can be parked 2 different ways, front or back. You can see it out the passenger side window. Now we're going to engage the steering to the direction you wish to travel. And you can see with the beautiful camera we've got here that's happening and where you're going. What is it about that tiny little line? Do you remember?
Don't I want it to be like, I stop when it's on the curb. And
Perfect, yeah. Excellent all-round observations again. This is another crucial time. Have you seen the red car?
That one? That one?
Good. Excellent double blind spot check again after the red car's passed, because there's space to go round. We must let them go round. That's why I highlighted that red vehicle. Good. Nice with your steering, so you can see where the tyres are going from the camera, which will be a lot more apparent to anybody if they do the lessons. You'll see the camera, and it's very useful. Very good observations again. Well done.
Thank you.
So from start to finish, you've done observations and roughly every 2 meters in between. Okay, that's brilliant, Alicia. Thank you very much. When you're ready and it's safe to do so, I'd like you to drive on, please. Very good. So you've seen the other red car now.
Yeah.
Well done.
Use indicator.
Brilliant. Now that car was very far away, but did you see it when you looked over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Wow, excellent. So there you go. There's the benefits of looking over our shoulders.
That's what you meant to do.
Yep. Very crucial, and well done for really twisting your body as well, because that's what the examiners want to see. Excellent judgment with your meeting situation here. There isn't enough room for you and the oncoming vehicle.
Right, this guy's also waiting.
Lovely. Good. So you think that signal benefits, you use it. Well done. Okay, I'd like just to turn right here. We're going to go round the crescent, so take the next right, please. You're turning too early. Yep, you're going into the oncoming lane. So you want to imagine the centre line down the middle of the road.
Okay. Don't like this very much. I know.
Okay, I like to pull over and stop on the left in a safe place. Pickle. Don't worry too much about the driveway if you feel like you need to go further up. Alright, if you're happy here, we can stop there.
No, I want to get it straight.
Alright, give yourself enough room to move off. Excellent. So one thing before I forget, at some point in your test, examiner will ask you to drive up towards the vehicle and keep roughly a car length between you and the vehicle in front, which we are at the moment. That's called an angled start. It's part of the test. When the examiner's asking you to do that, at least you know what that's all about. And that is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
That one.
Cool, you got the circle mirror there, you
yeah.
can see the curb as well. Yeah, it can be useful for the manoeuvres as well, like bay parking and reverse parking, which you've just done.
I do have a wall changes now, just a little bit. That's better.
Okay, so just with the junction back there, imagine there's a centre line down the main road, and then you only really want to turn once you reach the centre line, of this crescent. Yeah, in the middle, yeah. We've got this guy in front of us that's doing a reverse jobby here, so we've got to see what he's doing, but it looks like he's going to go the same way. So when it's safe to do so, I'd like you to drive on, please. Lovely, good observations again, nice signal. Always signal when moving off and always signal when pulling over to stop on the left. It will benefit you regardless of the situation. A bit slower, Alicia. Okay, at the end of the road, turn left, please. So do not have your foot over the accelerator when you're in a situation like that, where it's that narrow.
Yeah.
I've had a few students fail recently because they've had the foot over the gas, and they really need to have the foot over there.
Brake.
Yeah, because when you get less space, you want to have less.
Speed.
Yeah, that's number one on the top 5 tips of driving. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the end of the road, turn left, please. Good approaching speed here. We've got a bit of a ramp as well. That's nice and comfortable for the examiner.
There's nobody.
Lovely, good observations. Good double checking the right, even though you can see like.
I saw that black car, but he's closer now. He was a mile off.
Excellent, yeah. I was going to say a mile away, so you can see like a mile away, but you still want to have that another look to the right. It's just part of the test. It doesn't matter how open the junction is. Open means you can see for a mile. Okay, you must always double check the right. Minimum observations, right, left, right.
Yeah.
And while we're stuck in traffic, I might as well go through the reason why. Mainly you're looking for motorbikes, so that's why we double check the right, and it's the most dangerous side because we drive on the left in this country. It's that side that's going to be closest to you when you're emerging out of a junction. Okay, so this road can be a little bit slow sometimes. Got some traffic lights down here, parked cars. There's a lot of moving in, moving out and in. Swerving, that's where, yeah, do the okie dokie.
Yeah.
Right, that's where we want to get our mirror checks in, alright? And then if you're slowing down, changing speed, what mirror check do we want for that? Yeah, you just looked at it, brilliant. So your internal mirror, all done. So look ahead, look at your position in the road, look at the lane markings.
Straight.
So as I was saying, look ahead, look at the lane markings. What markings did you see in the lanes?
Well, you can go straight on both of them.
You can, good. Did you notice the vehicle in front? I know we've got the red light now and we've stopped here anyways, but it was turning right. If it was still green, we would have probably got stuck up behind that vehicle. Worst case scenario, it turns red, you get stuck on the pedestrian crossing. Why? It might sound a bit hard now, okay, but what was your reasoning for not using the left lane? Maybe there wasn't one.
There wasn't one.
All
I knew
right.
I could go straight. I was already here. I am going straight, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, mirror checks because you get 2 lanes going straight and now there's only 1 lane. Failing not to check the mirrors for the merge, 2 lanes becoming 1, can be a serious fault. A student failed at Hither Green. The only serious fault they got because they didn't check the mirrors for the merge, and I think she's got unlucky. She's done about 3 or 4 tests now and just really good. She's so much better and her decision making is very good. Little things like this can just, you know, it's really frustrating sometimes, not only for the student, but I really want you guys to pass, you know.
I mean, if you didn't, you'd be in the wrong profession.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do. It's out of my control when you get out there. Nerves can be a big reason why people fail. But yeah, you're going to be ready. You put the hard work in, so you deserve it.
I feel like I was quite nervous the first time, but I hid it very, very well. Like I controlled it.
Okay.
And it was only at that last.
What I would recommend is for anybody that does feel nervous, just tell the examiner, get it out, have a 2-way conversation. Say, you know, they will say, hello, my name is, what do you want me to call you? And you can say Mickey Mouse. By the way, I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll try and say, well, that's fine, it's very normal. Just take a few deep breaths, just do your best. Can you see the arrows there on the sign?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, so you were going to say that's exactly
what the examiner said to me.
Excellent. And that just breaks the ice a bit, it gets it out, because especially with guys, I mean, I can say this because I'm a guy, we just don't say it, we act the hard man and we bottle it up.
Yeah.
And I've had men that have done that and they failed bad, really badly, and then they walk away just saying the most ridiculous things. Okay, I'm not going to go into details, but basically blaming everybody else but themselves. Then at the end of the day, you're the driver.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in that situation. I've been very annoyed, and I've blamed everybody else as well. And in hindsight now, I know it was ultimately my fault, my responsibility. So yeah, it's better just to break the ice and say, you know what, I'm really nervous. I did that on my last test, actually. Last test I did, I told the examiner, I think she could see it. You alright? No, I'm really nervous.
Nope, I'm not okay.
Roundabout, turn right, third exit. A lot of people don't see the first exit.
I hated this roundabout. We did it so many times.
Okay, because the first exit comes up so soon.
Yep, it's 1, 2.
Excellent, well done. Okay, right, now, I did say we wouldn't do the country lane, but we've got options here. We can go and do that car park, the horrible car park again.
I want to do that horrible car park, yeah.
Alright, okay. Right, let's go do the horrible car park then. Right, we're going to keep following this road until we reach the traffic lights. So just follow the road up for me. Make sure I don't get lost now.
Oh, please don't do that.
So here we've got High Street. There's quite a lot of hazards on the High Street. Every green light you see, have a check of your internal mirror, because you might have to slow down and stop because it changes red, especially if it's been green the whole time you've seen it. That's good for forward planning. And if you look ahead, you might see there's a red traffic light, and the whole time I've seen that it's been red and now it's changed green. Don't think we're going to go anywhere because there's a queue of traffic in front.
Do you know, I've noticed as well, a lot of people that do have their licenses, after they pass their test, they never keep clear.
Yeah.
They never do.
It's quite funny. Both going to talk about the same thing there.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, it's the same as a yellow box junction pretty much, okay? The only exception is you're allowed to stop and wait in the yellow box junction when you're turning.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I won't let you through, but okay. And now it's going red.
So I was just looking to see if you're going to check your internal mirror.
And I didn't.
Good. You're looking everywhere else. I saw your eyes flicking here, there, everywhere. If it's a firmer brake, I've noticed the examiner's only really marked down the mirror check for change of speed if it's a firm brake, which that wasn't. Okay. Traffic lights. Now remember we talked about the bus stops earlier?
Yeah.
Look at your position in the road.
Driving the bus stop.
Yeah, really, always drive over yellow. Always drive over the bus stops, the broken lines. Because you're positioning out here like you're swerving around the bus stop.
Yeah.
Now, what's the dangers of swerving out over here? No one can get through. We've got oncoming traffic. They might have to go over the line, so that might block the oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. Traffic lights turn left. Also, someone's going to cut up. And look at your lane discipline here, because you're not in your lane. So it's very important that you drive over bus stops.
I'm not a big fan of this
this crossroads. Yeah. A lot of people fail here. I've covered this one on the videos. How many cars usually wait in the middle if they're turning right? In this area, yeah, it's usually one. Because the crossroads are very small. This light changes so quick as well.
Are we going left or straight?
We're going left at the lights. Okay. Now, sometimes you can get two. I'm sure there's a bicycle box there, isn't there?
No.
Oh, right, so we stopped a bit early then. So normally you can get two cars to wait in the middle of a crossroads. If you're the third car, you want to wait at the line where we are now, at the stop line, which is a solid line at the traffic lights, until you can see that there's enough room for you to move over the stop line and into the crossroads. Now, like I said, this traffic light here is really the first crossroads, the first traffic lights at the test centre, because the test centre is just down the road about 200 metres, just after the Lidl. So you might come to this junction for the very first junction you do, and then they ask you to turn right. I would apply the one car rule, unless you can see that there's a little bit extra room for you to go in there and be the second car in. Have another check for bicycles.
Yep, this guy.
Good, a lot of bicycles in this area. especially at this crossroads, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, just for anybody watching, it's the first crossroads that you'll come to with the traffic lights at West Wickham.
I literally thought that was getting parried right there. It was a leaf.
We're going to do a couple more roundabouts, and then, providing I haven't got us lost, we're going to go into the horrible car park.
Yes.
Why is it so horrible?
Because the turn is so sharp. You basically have to do 3/4 of a U-turn, really.
Yeah. Yeah, 3/4 of a U-turn, maybe even the whole thing, to be honest. It's so wrapped round. Is there enough room for both vehicles? Because there could be someone coming out as we're going in. No. And a lot of learners in there coming out and going in all the time. Right, roundabout, turn right, third exit please. Bromley.
I think as well what would help me with roundabouts is to actually look at the sign, the shape of the sign.
Yeah, signs can be an excellent way of remembering where you are.
Like I think as well, where I don't know what it looks like from here, the sign is a great way to see what it looks like from the top.
Yes, the
and
bird's eye view.
You know, like how to place yourself.
Good change in your steering there, well done. You noticed there was a little bit of a corner bit, wasn't there, on the roundabout? But a few people get way too close to the roundabout. One student came back from testing exam and said, yeah, she went up the roundabout and almost hit the sign on the roundabout.
Oh my God.
And I just shook my head in disbelief. Why the examiner allowed that to happen, I don't know.
They don't care. It's not their car.
It's not their car. No.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Magpie.
Yeah. There's 3 of them. Do you have to say that when there's 3 of them?
I don't know, but I would just not
get
risk
it.
it.
Yeah. So very good. A lot more brakes.
Yeah.
Well done.
I could have braked earlier than that, even, to be fair.
Okay, so I think the horrible car park just a little bit further down after this roundabout. So roundabout straight ahead, please. That's good because we need to get the bay parking done, so we can do both bay parking in there. So it's the first exit, turning left. Yeah. Could argue that it's straight, but just listen to what the examiner or the sat nav tells you. You see, if they say left, signal left. If they say right, signal right. If they say straight, signal straight. You see the black and white arrows? Signal left now. Slow down. That's the horrible car park.
Okay.
You're turning in there, and you know this because you did it on your test. Now we talked about oncoming traffic, so we're always ready to stop. Sharp, sharp turn. Good, giving a little bit of room from this pillar here. Well done, and that allows you to see a bit more into the actual road and into the car park. Turning left or keeping to the left.
I don't think that was as bad as I thought, like as I remember it being.
Oh, I know it's not as bad because I think we're a little bit more aware of it. Slow to a stop here for me. Do you remember they asked you to go into any bay? It
was literally that bay there. I should have gone over there and I nearly hit the guy's car.
Yeah. I'll never forget that.
Me either.
Okay, so now we've got a lot more room. The examiner was kind of suggesting to use
to go to the left.
The one with more space. But I'd like you to use any bay and drive forwards into one of the bays, please.
Right. Sorry. This poor lady, she's like, I want to go. Oh my god.
Okay. So it's quite difficult to get the car straight,
yeah.
when we're very close at the start to the bay, if that makes sense. So if this is our bay and we start very close to the bay, we'll end up being diagonal in the bay. But if we start really far out, we'll come in and we'll be straight in the bay.
Okay.
But it's not a problem, because you know we can adjust. Just, you're very good with your observations, so we just got to re-observe and let's go straight back. Yeah?
Okay.
And then literally the straighter back we go, the straighter will be facing the bay.
Yeah.
You can always change your mind and go to another bay. It's not a problem.
So these ones are the ones at the back line up with the ones at the front.
I don't know that for sure, but it looks like that might be the case, yeah.
Right,
So I get your theory. You're going to look to line yourself up with the lines back there. Yeah. It's nice, again, just to promote the camera. That camera's very useful. And you're using that to your benefit. Well done. Now, if the examiner thinks you might be trying to reverse into the bay, they might say, oh no, we are going forwards. And you just say, yeah, that's okay, I'm just reversing and I'll go forwards afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Sometimes they might not be sure of your intentions. Yeah, a bit weird. I think there's a little bit of a roll. Okay.
Right. And now I'm gonna go into this one.
Cool. Yeah. So we change our mind. We go to the one that's easiest. And you got pickle and bubble. Not that we can see the lines anymore, but you can use those as a guide. Yeah, you're looking at the circle mirror, aren't you? Try and see if you can see the lines. I don't know, can you see a line in that mirror?
No.
No? Right, edge forwards a little bit until you can see the lines in the mirrors.
I think I can see the line on that one.
Right. What about your side?
I cannot see a line on this
side.
side.
Now what you can do is, just for the examiner's benefit, if you put it in park, now open your door.
No, there is. I think I'm on the lines.
You're on the line. Now ideally we want to be in between the lines.
In between them, yeah.
So we need to readjust. That's fine. You're allowed 3 to 4 minutes to do your manoeuvre.
Oh.
Stopwatch is on, so let's get going.
I'm literally right in between them again.
Yeah. If the examiner says to you, "Are you finished?" and you say yes,
no.
Yeah, then that's game over. So you just say, "No, I'm not finished yet," and you're correct. Always just have that two-way conversation with the examiner. You can talk to them just like they're your mate. Okay, don't take life too seriously. Okay.
I think last time on my test he started asking me about my job.
There you go.
And he was like, have you got any assets to find for me? I was like, do you know what? Give us your last one.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Right, this is perfect.
Yeah, good stuff. Alright. I can see a line there.
I can see a line down here too.
You can. Alright, so if you see the lines, you know you're in the lines. That's it, job done. We're going to do what they're doing, but we're going to reverse the other way.
Okay.
Because what I want you to do is... Actually, forget that. I want you to reverse the same way as them. I want you to reverse back towards that bush, so reverse right. And then, in fact, what I'm going to ask you to do after that is a reverse bay park.
Okay.
So probably end up reverse bay parking into one of these bays, but it's your choice. You can always move the car around if you need to. Okay?
Right.
Again, really good. I'm glad we're making this video because it shows everybody how good you need to be with your observations.
I think it's because I weren't doing them a lot before.
Right.
I'm making sure I do them now.
You're doing a very good job of it as well. You're really twisting and looking out the back windows.
Remember last time I was like, scream at me, make sure I do them.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if that's the thing I fail on. Right,
good,
into any of these bays here?
Any of the bays.
Right.
It's your choice.
I'm gonna come forward just a little bit.
Yep. For the forwards bay park, your line would be sort of where it is now with the mirror.
Okay.
Or if it looks like it's on here, some people say it's near this.
Yeah, it's just to the left of that.
And then a full lock, dry steering, put you in there.
Oh,
It's the same for the reverse bay park. It's kind of here, but instead of you going straight into the bay, you go 3 bays back.
Okay.
So if you're using the line on that, put it here.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, but you'll end up being 3 bays back. You'll see that on the camera.
Yeah.
And it's the same line here, but again, you would end up 3 bays back. Okay? Look at that.
This is why I came forward.
I know.
You see what I'm doing now? I love it.
You don't even need the reference points then.
Oh no, don't say that.
Excellent. It's useful, you know. Definitely useful. Can you see where the thick yellow line is, your tyre? It's on the white line, isn't it, for the bay? So give it a bit more steering. Oh, right, you're on max.
Full lock,
okay, full lock, yeah.
But I'll just come forward and then fix it.
Yeah, you can do that. If your theory is correct that that bay in front is in line with this, which again I'm not entirely sure about that, but I would recommend you go all the way up to that bay, take all the space. My instructor never told me you could do that, and I actually.
I think they are. I feel like.
Yeah, if you don't want to go up there, you don't have to.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty good. I could do coming up more though. Come forward some more.
Yeah, because the more room you take, the more room you've got back here to adjust, because you can see that, because the yellow line's still on the white line. Look at that.
Oh, gosh.
Alright.
Wow. It's beautiful.
It is. Poetry in motion. Alright, good on your observations again, well done. Right, and then we've got the sensors, but we've got that red line as well. Put the red line a little bit closer to the edge of the bay. Alright. Thank you.
Oh,
just before the George Bush. Right, okay, we're in. White line there, white line there, circle mirror, circle mirror. You can see we're straight out the front. We can see we're in the bay because of the camera. We're done here. When you're ready, I'd like you to exit the car park on the right, please. We're going to go back and do some crossroads and we're finished.
Okay.
Alright? Also, we've got the last 2 manoeuvres to cover, which we'll do on the way back.
Okay,
Alright?
perfect. Right.
Right, so we've got the horrible car park here. Exiting it is probably almost as bad as entering. Yeah. Swan neck. Swan neck means you come out. So come out over here, because if someone comes in, we need to give space. And then you swing in. So it's like one half of a love heart.
Oh, okay.
Out
and
in. And that creates space there, but also allows you to get nice and straight
it's
here.
actually 2 lanes.
It is, yeah.
Are you having a laugh?
I know, okay, that's what most roads are like in London. Okay, actually turn right for me, we're going to go back the way we came. And we're going to go back to that crossroads that we were talking about by the high street.
Yeah, the one that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I did do that on my test last time, and I didn't do a bad job.
Very common. Okay, let me see. I will try and get one of the width restrictions in. See if we can do that. Not sure if that's possible.
I'm going back up.
Straight, please. Yeah. Second exit. Anyone on your right? Correct. Who'd you give priority to at Roundabout?
People on the right.
Okay, literally right of way. So if anyone's heard that, that's why it's called right of way. So the person on the right has the way. Now I'd go a lot slower, Alicia. Good. Possibly even stopping, because that's such a small vehicle. There was just about enough room. But a normal vehicle or a large vehicle like the van following us, not happening. So the meeting situations we've mentioned from the beginning, not of the beginning of the video, but of our lesson today, you can go slower. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now you are doing that. I'm not trying to say that you're not doing it, but I'm just encouraging you to go even slower if you want to.
Yeah.
Because there's need for it. Open road like this, more space, more speed. Alright, now I'm going to try and get us back to the width restrictions. Excuse me. Roundabout, turn left, please. First exit. Locker. Good. Nice bit of gas. Well done. Using that to your advantage. You see an opportunity. This vehicle, you've got that power there. You've got 160 horsepower in this vehicle. You put your foot down and you're off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember you saying. I think as well. I think it's good that I listen to what you say.
That's a good start.
It's a good place to start. But I remember the information that you said. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm about to do something, I feel like it could be wrong. I hear you in my head.
Lovely. Be there for the rest of your life.
Oh, don't.
Still got my driving instructor for whatever he said to me. There's only a couple of things he said, but yeah, still there.
I'm gonna get my own Mercedes, and I'm gonna go too fast. And I'm gonna be approaching something. I need to go fast, and all I'm gonna hear is "You're in a Mercedes."
Yes, that's it. Put your foot down and go.
Every time I come to a roundabout, would you walk out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask myself that every single time, without a doubt.
It is just such an easy way of assessing if it's safe to go at a junction. So I've really struggled with that. It just frustrated me so much. One day someone said to me, would you walk out? Boom. Problem solved. Yeah. Okay, now we have to go left here to do the width restriction. So if you go left for me, please. Traffic lights, I should say left. Okay. So you've got to keep clear. Gap. Bicycle box. Keep clear.
So
gap.
Bicycle box.
Yeah, gap's just long enough for us. Perfect. Let me stop here. Cool. Right, width restrictions, because we want to get those in. I mean, you did it really nicely earlier. After the width restriction, there's a roundabout. I'm going to stick my hand out the window and give a circle sign, which just tells everybody we're going to go all the way round the roundabout, because it's a mini roundabout, very narrow. We're going to swan neck a bit on the roundabout. All of this I'm going to tell you as you're doing it, okay? And then we can come round and do the width restrictions one last time. So just follow the road ahead for now. Use pickle, line him up with the curb, and just go really slow. Nice, perfect. Okay, so I'll stick my hand out the window. You signal right for me. Okay, and we're going to go round. So swan neck, come out left, hard left, hard left, hard left, swing right, 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 full lock, full lock, full lock, full lock.
Oh!
Don't hit the gas like that though. Alright?
That was horrible.
Straight on, please. That's the under chassis of the car. It's that lump on the roundabout. Okay, ignore that. Just focus on what you're doing. Follow the road ahead, nice and slow. We're done. Yeah, so there's a chassis on the car. The chassis would have scraped that roundabout. That's what you heard. Okay, at the roundabout, turn. Not the roundabout. At the traffic lights, turn left.
Don't make me do that.
No, you won't go round a roundabout unless
God for that.
You go a different way to what the sat-nav or the independent drive following signs has asked you to do. There is a slight occasion that the examiners might try to get you to go all the way round a roundabout to get you back onto the course that the sat-nav or the signs was telling you to follow. So it can happen, but it wouldn't be on a mini roundabout. Never say never, but it's very unlikely.
We pray.
So yeah, so it was high. Did you see the centre?
Yeah, it was really
stones,
high.
Yeah.
But that's why I was confused when you said full lock to turn.
Yeah, full lock.
To intentionally go over that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we could have took a slightly different line, but it's fine. I was giving you instruction. You followed the instructions, and that's it. Job done.
The more you learn.
Yeah. Right, now we are going to come back towards the crossroads. Now, the test centre is going to be on the left at the crossroads, okay, but I don't want to do that because I want to get you to practice turning right. So at the second set of traffic lights, turn right, please.
So these ones?
Correct. Now this way is harder than if you come horizontal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're going to go into the crossroads, turning. The reason why it's harder is because there's less space in the middle, so I'd apply the 1 car rule, unless we see that there's enough room for 2. And that traffic light turns red, well, it turns green and then red again so quickly. So if you're in and you need to get out, you've got less time to get out because the traffic light changes so quick. The other side, the horizontal side, starts coming. You might find yourself stuck in the middle of the crossroads with traffic coming towards you. Not a good place. You want to get out of there as soon as possible. Okay, so we'll go have a little look at this. And then I'll try and get you to come back through it one more time. Now the last 2 manoeuvres, job done. So here we are, coming towards the crossroads, turn right. How many cars are in the middle?
2.
Alright. Look how easy this is. That was a piece of cake, wasn't it?
No one there.
Okay, take the next road on the left, please. Right, you know what I'm going to use for a thumbnail for this picture, for this video?
What?
The moment where it went and both of our faces went.
That was quite funny.
I didn't predict it, I didn't think that was going to happen, so it got me as well. Alright, we're going to follow the road.
Yeah.
So just tell me which way is following the road. Yeah, lovely. How'd you know that?
Because there's lines there.
Yes, and if we're crossing lines, we're crossing roads or lanes, so we're not following anymore. We're crossing. Right, we're going to come back to that crossroads and we can do our last 2 manoeuvres right next to the... Actually, slow down. Normally wouldn't do this, but stop in the middle of the road here. There's no one behind us.
Nope.
I'm going to put my hand up on this road and say the word stop. When I say stop, I want you to do emergency stop. Remember, once you stop, before you drive away, one boy's run out after his football, there might be more little boys, you've got to look all the way around the vehicle and then drive on. So if the examiner says stop and you stop, and they say, all right, drive on, don't just immediately do it. Make sure you do observations.
Ignore them, they're lying to you.
Okay, when you're ready and it's safe, drive on. You'll know it's coming because they look round. Stop! Drive on when you're ready, please.
I bet that car was thinking, what the hell just happened?
Alright, well done. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to do that again, just drive as normal, please. It's pretty easy, as long as you remember to do the observations.
Yeah.
And you must be prompt on the brake, which
He's
you
a bit
were.
far out, isn't he?
Yeah, you might not be able to see around the parked vehicles, so he's got to edge out, peep and creep. Okay, I'm going to get you to do the last manoeuvre actually. I'd like you to pull over. No, we can't do it here. So take the next road on the left, please. And then I'd like you to pull over anywhere on this road. Don't worry too much about driveways. Pull over and stop on the right in a safe, convenient... Don't worry about driveways.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the examiner said don't worry about driveways, don't worry about driveways.
Yeah.
But if not, you mustn't block driveways. I would stop now because of the oncoming vehicle. Open your door. The parking brake goes on automatically. What do you reckon?
Bit far out.
Bit far out,
Yeah.
yeah? Alright, close the door please. We've got a lot more road in front of us. Do you remember when you told me earlier, move in and then use all
And
that
go,
space?
yeah.
So going early, move.
Yeah.
Now, bubble, which is the fat seal on the left, daddy seal, right? With his dad bod. Alright, where's the curb? And you see all those pink petals?
Literally right here.
Right, we want it on top of his head.
Okay.
Well, if you're saying the curb's there, that means you're really far away from the curb.
Yeah.
So you see there's a signature behind his bum?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would move it more over to the signature, so it's covering all the signature where he was.
I get you.
Right, now you're saying the curb is...
When I sit back, the curb is...
Yeah,
down
we
here.
want it on his head.
Okay.
So move forwards until the curb goes on his head,
Okay.
and then stop. And again, don't worry about the driveways. It's on top of his head.
It's on top of his head.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be pretty good. Alright.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, have a little look.
It's not a bit far out.
That's
but
fine.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's what we want. Now, the second part of the manoeuvre, drive or reverse back in a straight line, roughly 2 car lengths. So if you pop yourself into reverse gear, we get our little camera and our lines come up.
Bestie.
See where the yellow lines end, which is somewhere where this driveway starts.
Yeah.
That's about 2 car lengths. So you know you have to kind of stop somewhere around the driveway. Now the thin yellow line, you want in the petals and the gutter line. Can you see there's still that gap?
Yeah.
You don't really want it to be that large.
Need that much.
Yeah, and the thin yellow line is just a boundary line. So if you're parking in bays, it would usually be where the white lines in the bays would be. They'd be on the thin yellow lines. And the thick yellow lines of the tyres, they'd be in between the white lines.
Looks alright.
A little bit more. Yeah, cover the driveway slightly. Okay. So nice little look over your right shoulder there. After about, yeah, do both.
This side, yeah.
Okay. Right, when you're ready and it's safe, drive on.
He's indicating that side there.
Good.
I too should be
signal.
indicating.
Well done. Yeah. Turn left, please.
I thought on a second. I should copy him.
Good. Now, if they're walking out, there's quite a high chance that there's no vehicles coming, especially with a little baby girl. Okay, Alicia, tell me about your power steering. How would you check to see it's working?
It should feel. If it's working, shouldn't it feel light?
Yes. Very good. Thank you.
Just a little bit confusing.
How's the left mirror check for your change of direction?
I did the right one. Not the left one. Not the right one, as in I
Correct.
checked the right. Yeah.
Good. Now you said about signal staying on your last test. That situation, because you're halfway out in the road, that's a signal that you're not parked. So I wouldn't recommend adding the indicator.
I don't need it. Okay.
Because if it stays on, like you said, it stayed on your last test. There was a road there. Yeah, might think you're turning. End of the road, turn left. I want to see that left mirror.
Yep. Now's not the time to start slacking.
Might have to get the baseball bat out again.
Whatever needs to be done.
Needs must. Where's the Audi going?
Up that way.
Good, and he's quite large, isn't he?
Yeah,
so
he's massive.
could come out into our lane or into our half of the road.
Right, okay. These are quite small.
Right, back to the crossroads. This is very common. Might be the first junction, like I said, next to test centre. We're almost done now. At the traffic lights, turn right. This is really where I would apply that 1 car rule. I mean, we got it easy last time we came through here.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get it so easy this time, though.
Do you know, if we are at a red light, I know we're a lot further than, well, we're only a tiny bit further as to where I would, like when I would see a signal if we were moving. Because I'm at a red light, should I signal further back? Because we're...
No. Signal how many car lengths away?
5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, and then you're all good.
Right, yeah.
It just makes it simpler.
So I feel like sometimes if I don't want to talk yet, I want to focus.
Good.
We live.
Nice. Okay. Alright, well that was very good. Junction, nice positioning. Okay, so you used the centre line with the centre line method. You notice that vehicle that was in the junction before we got there, because he was taking that space where you stopped.
Yeah.
You'd have to apply what's called offside to offside turn. It means that you go behind him, because he can't go in front because he's there. Okay, turn right, please. Did you check your mirrors? Alright, a little bit slow. Yeah, good. And we're back at the test centre now. This is Rose Walk, and this is usually where people start their test from. Okay, I'd like you to pull over and stop on the left, please. Don't worry about the driveways, just stop behind the vehicle on the left. Use pickle for your reference point, and you can go forwards. We're going to reverse back after. Alright, that's beautiful, thank you. Alright, do me a favour, just quickly reverse back to the sorry, not driveway, not to block the driveway, just to the raised curb by the tree. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have a quick chat and we're done.
I see you.
Very good, yeah. So people turning off the main road there. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, she wants a driveway. Okay, so reverse back.
Okay.
And she can come into a driveway. Perfect. So you see what I was saying?
Yeah.
We block the driveway here and someone comes along. So that's ideal situation. Good. A little bit more, please. A little bit more. And stop. Thank you. And switch the engine off. And that will also secure the car, so the examiners don't really know that, but if you switch off, it puts the handbrake on, secures the car.
Yeah.
And that's the end. Very good. Well done. We covered everything, all the manoeuvres. We did 4 show me, tell me questions. There's more. We'll go over those. We did the bonnet stuff earlier. We'll do other switches and buttons and stuff just before your test.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Cigarette before the test might
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. Always does.
All right, we'll end it there, but thank you very much again. All right, high
Thank
five.
you.